Hello friends, welcome to tutorial Race, and in this video I'm going to show you how to create Node.js, Express.js, MongoDB in the backend and in the front end, React.js, register and login. So in this video I will show you step by step how you can create REST API using Node.js, Express and MongoDB, and in the front end we will be using React.js. I will show you how to register and login. In case you don't know much about Node.js, then I have video in my playlist here. This Node.js tutorial you can watch here about Node.js for the beginners particularly, and for REST API and also how to install MongoDB. You can check here the latest one, and Node.js API. So I have shown how to create Node.js API in this one. So guys, you can see Node Express MongoDB simple CRUD operation with API, and how to create Node.js Express MongoDB REST API, this one, and also this MERN stack. So related to this video there are a lot of other videos as well. So in case you want to refer, then you can check these videos as well. But in today's video I'm going to show you how to create register and login with REST API. So let's start. So here in this folder uh, I will create one project called register login. Inside this, let's create another folder called API. Okay, that means backend. So first start from here. What I'll do, I'll open this run as administrator, because to run the node mon we the command prompt, this one must be opened as administrator. Okay, so d drive cls cd, and finally in this folder, and uh, npm init to create package.json file. So name it as app. Oh, its package name is as. So register version, I'll leave everything else as it is, and finally yes, you can see package.json has been created. Now what I will do, just click here and code, that means Visual Studio Code, I will open here and I'll go to open folder, and then register login. Inside this there is API and package.json. So two things we need to do. I'll name it as app.js, and here start, and then nodemon, and then app.js. That's it. There is no need of making any changes further in this for the time being. Let's close it, and now let's create the file called app.js. And here let's start the process of const express equals to require express. Second thing will be mongoose. So we will require a mongoose, and then mongoose body parser const body parser equals to require body parser. And one more thing we will need here, that is cookie parser. It is possible that we may not require this, but let's keep that cookie parser. That means we are going to use cookie for authentication purpose here. That's why we are doing this. And now cookie parser, and the next one will be we will need bycraft. This one is for hashing the password, making the password encrypted so that the normal user cannot read it. Okay. Now express const app equals to express. So we are creating an object here, app dot use here, then express.json for sending and receiving the data into JSON format, and the next one, the data will be, this is middleware, so data will be sent to server as cookie parcels. So two things normally we require here, and we are declaring here port number. Okay, so if we have declared that inside env file, then that is fine, or else we have put here port number 5000. And finally app.listen this port number, and then console.log server has been successfully started on this one. So guys, now let's run our server. Okay, the rest of the things we will do later, but before that let's run the server first. So now here what we will do, let's clean it and node mod. It will throw error because we have not installed node mod, that's why. So what do you say, not find module not find, npm install node mod. Oh, first we need to break it, and then npm install node mod. So now node mod. Oh, it says that could not find app.js because this app.js will be inside API. That's why. So let's close it and put it inside app.api because it was outside of that. That's why. Now it should work. Now it says body parser could not be found. So it says right because we need to install that. npm install body cookie parser. Now let's start. Again it's a bycraft is also not found. So npm install bycraft. Node won't start. Now it says what is missing now this time. Not found. bc craft, sorry, npm install bc bcraft, I mean bcraft. Okay, now finally it started. It says running the server on port number 5000. So finally our server has started. Now the next task will be in app.js we will connect the MongoDB. Now next one will be MongoDB connection. So mongoose dot connect and then URL here. So the URL will be, let's open here MongoDB compass. So this will be our URL and then database name. So database name we will give register and login. Better let's give it underscore register and login. And here we need to provide here two additional parameters. So two things will be added here, user new URL parser and this one. So these are used for fallback compatible. That means backward compatibility. If there is any lower version or previous version, then it will support. So for that purpose, that one is used. And here, if you want to display any error, then you can display here console.log connected MongoDB. Else part will be catch error and then here. So this is the complete database connected successfully, or else catch error console.log there is connection error. And this server thing, let's keep it at the last. After this we will create schema. So const, but before that let's check whether everything is fine or not. Okay, so it says database connected successfully. That means what? It is working perfectly. Now to create schema we will write const user schema equal to new mongoose dot schema and then here we will write as an object what? User name here and password string data type string and then here string as well. And finally const user equals to mongoose dot model, because we are creating model. Here will be our model name, this user schema, and so here will be user and then our schema name, which is user schema. Remember, with this name the table will get created. Okay, so with multiple and small case users inside our register login table. So now if you want to check it, I'll do this later. If you want to check it, connect, and then so let's check here. Oh, there is some error. And in operator to search for operation, where error model, something is here is wrong, very wrong. Okay, so this one will be not required because this is variable, na? Okay, so now it's fine. Now let's go here and refresh. So guys, you can see here our database has been created and table has been, or collection has been successfully created. Now the time is for creating the routes. So what we will do, I'm writing in the same file, okay, not in different file, in the same file here, not routes and all that, in the same file, so that it will be easier for you to understand. Later we can cut it and paste it into other file. Now the time is to create routes. So we will write here app dot post, and then here what, register. So better name it as API and then register. And here will be request response, async, then function request response, and this is callback function. So here we will write the code. So the first thing will be try, here insert try, and finally here catch. Error, and catch part will be here. If there is any error, then here insert try. So we will write here const user name and password, then request dot body. We are doing here the structuring. Okay, we will get the data from here request dot body, and then we will destructure username and password so that we can access individually, and then this one for hashing the password, that means encrypting the password whatever user has provided. So await, this is the constant await mycraft has password. So suppose we have given password abcd, then it will encrypt, and this is parameter 10 character password, it will encrypt, and we will insert the encrypted data. And now we will prepare here actually our model name will be user. Okay, so that's why it was giving error. Now const new user equals to new user, then we will pass here username and password, and finally this password will be passed as hash password. And now new user dot it will be saved into our MongoDB database. And yes, here will be await. Once that is done, then require response.status 2001 send user registered successfully, and else part here will be response.status for 5000, that means server error, and error registering the user. So guys, that's it in our registration section of this Node.js server. So guys, now the time is to check really the data is getting inserted or not. So let's find first username u small, name capital, password all small. HTTP localhost 5000, and it will be post 5000 API, and then register, right? And here body row JSON format, that's fine. So will be user name, and then say a software, and password will be password, then A12345. So here is missing. Now it's fine. So this is our key, and remember this name must match with your schema. This, okay. Now let's try to post and check our, this is port number, API and register. This is same, na? Let's check. API register, fine. User registered successfully. To check the authenticity, let's go here, refresh, and then click on user register. Yes, so guys, you can see, but only password came. Why not user? But as you can see, the password, how it has encrypted. I think username must be something wrong. So, username here, and password small, username, password small. Okay, we need to change here username here also. Now let's try with the new one, say ABC, the username successfully done. Still it's not coming, there is no, yeah. So now guys, you can see username, now it's coming ABC. Okay, first time it was caps N, that is why it it didn't work first time. Okay, so guys, as you can see, now perfectly our registration section is working. The next part will be to create login part. So just copy this and then paste here. So we will name it as login. And then so in this one, the only thing what we need is this. So now we will find whether the username and password passed by the user is matching or not. So the code will be const user await user dot find one. It will check into the database whether this name exists or not. And next will be to check password. So here will be if user, and that means user is fine, await decrypt. So here will be await decrypt compare password and user password. Means database password, it will compare database password and the password which is passed by the user. So if all is fine, then here will be response.cookie user token or whatever name you want to provide here. So what we are doing, we are storing this value user.id to string, that means the id. So hope you understand that how this works. Actually we are storing the user id value into this variable. So how this will work, I will show you in browser. Okay, and this id, which one, this id we are storing there but converting into string. Okay, so now finally here response.status 200 and it will show login successful. Else response.status 401 and send it will show invalid credential. And finally our this is try section and this is our, so no, this is not required, let's delete all these things. So guys, our login section is also ready. If you want to test, then you can see username password I'm just sending, and here I've changed login and you can see it is showing successful. If I put here another, it says invalid credential, that means it is checking perfectly. But this we will check this functionality, setting cookie will work in the browser only, that's why we have written here HTTP. Okay, so guys, now our register and login is ready. So we will work on logout, but before that let's work on let's do one thing. Create here app dot post and then API slash logout. Then here request and response, and then so here will be response dot clear cookie. If you remember, we have set here cookie here, and now we are deregistering here in the logout and respond dot status logout successful. So guys, there is not much code in this. So now logout is successful. So our all API, these three API is now ready, and we will work on React section. So now this is our API section ready, and here we will install our React.js app. So our app name npx create React app login register with Node. React.js is being installed. So now cd cd and then npm start. So guys, now let's do one thing. Oh, it's already open. So finally this one is installed. Now let's go to src and app.js. What we will do, inside src folder we will create component. Oh, delete src folder components, and inside this we will create register.js and login.js and dashboard.js. Three files we are going to. Let's create one more, say uh, my account.js. Four files we are going to create here. So first thing will be, let's uh, go to register. So const then register return and export default register. That's it. So our this component is created. Login, this component created. My account dashboard. Okay, so four components we have created so far. Now let's go to app.js and delete everything here from here to here. Now we will install which one is this one, npm install react router DOM, because we are going to use here router. So import browser router as router and route and routes. So we need 1 2 3 here. So here will be inside return router. And then will be routes, and inside this route and element, first will be path, then home page, so that will be register, and then element equals to what, the file name. Register and then finally close. No, it's fine. Here we closing. So this one is for home page. So similarly, login. Here will be login. All will be inside routes, and my account, and then my account, and finally dashboard. Dashboard, and here dashboard. Okay, so 4 routes we have created here successfully, but we need to call them on the top. Import what, register from this register component. This is spelling mistake. No, it's fine. It should be there will no quotation here. So it will be like this, and login, and here as well login, and then my account, and finally dashboard. So our routing section is ready, and as you can see, it is displaying nothing because yep, REA, there is spelling mistake somewhere. Router down, where is it? Let's see. REAT. Installed it mistakenly. Okay, so finally it ran, but it doesn't show anything because obviously because we have not put anything in the register section. And here what we will do, const user name equals to set user name and capital name, then equals to use state, whatever, use state again, and here of course we need to call here use state, import react use state from react. Okay, and similarly let's do this for password and set password, right? Now in here one thing we need to do, initial value will be blank. Now here handle const handle change, const handle change here will be equal to actually, and this will be not here, and async. Why we are writing here async? Because to provide the value asynchronous, so it will be like this. No, it will be not, it is not required actually, this is a function na? That's why async, and this is function, and here, and now try, it's right here, try, and then catch error, so in the try section await axios dot post, and then here the URL. So where we will post this, http local host, then slash colon 5000, which is our server, and register. So what is this? This is API URL. This one API URL, right, which we have already created. In here we need to write const data, and then let's create an object of this username colon username, and then password, and then colon password, and finally we will pass this value here. We can write here then, not required, and finally we can write here console.log registered successfully, or we can write alert also, and here there is something wrong. There is wrong in registration. and here error. So whatever error will be, it will show. So guys, that's it. In this one for registration, and now the time is to write the code for here. H2, let's put div h2 register, and then user name, input type text, name equals to user name, and here value user name, and one more thing, this will be handle change on change e dot set username, and then e dot target dot value. So input close, set username, set username, yeah, fine. And now I'm just putting break, not required, and you can put here label br. Similarly, we will copy for password. And then on change set password. Again, and finally here handle register on click button. Okay, so let's do one thing, change the name to handle register, and this button now let's run the code. This is our project, npm start, and for our API npm node1, and in this one it is saying that Axios is not defined. It is correct because we need to define here Axios. Import Axios here. Import Axios from Axios. So the error should have gone. What does it say? And yes, we need to install this as well. npm install Axios. So npm start. So this is finally our form. Now go to network and then username. This one, what happened? Username is not a function. Set is not a function. Set your name is not a function. Oh guys, mistakenly I have put here, there will be square bracket actually. So guys, here will be square bracket rather. It was curly braces, so it will be square bracket. Then let's try now. Now it's fine. 2 3 4. So it's branch element and 1 2 3 4. Now click on register. Okay, so course error, and seems the path is wrong. Localhost and register. Actually there is API also. If you remember, we had put here API. So that may be the main reason for this. So let's try again. We need to refresh it things. We need to refresh it. Now so we're not getting this message. That means there is something wrong. I guess there must be problem in our API. So let's do one thing. Let's check here our API path. Yes, so it is API and then register. And what is the port number? Port number 5000. So it looks fine. What we have put here in a React, in register, HTTP localhost 5000 API register. API then register, right? API register. So if we check here, we are getting course error, right? If you check here, course error. So looks like we have not provided here course. So let's import here, import course from course. or simply we can say const course equals to require course, and then app.use course. This one is for providing permission to our React.js or any front-end application. Okay, spelling mistake, require. Now let's check. Let's go to network. Failed. Why? Okay, we need to install course here. npm install course. And then node one. Now let's try here. Looks like the registration is complete. So how we will check that? Let's go to MongoDB and check if the registration is successfully done or not. We could have checked here also. Registered successfully, you can see, but it's a connection refused. API register. Okay, let's check here. Only password is coming, no user ID. Okay, this is user name, right? So we need to pass here, because according to our this one is username. So from our React also we have to pass username. Okay, so now we can try here. After refreshing, when you make any changes in React, then you need to refresh, or else there is no requirement of that. So now let's try again. 1 2 3 4 5. Register successfully, it says. And then once again we will check here. User, yes guys, so successfully, as you can see, this is our username and this is password in encrypted format. So successfully we have done this registration section. If you want, then you can write the message here also, or there is another way. So it will show in console as well as alert, or there is another way. Using one state here, you can display the message here also, but that is not our focus. Now we will work on our login section. So what we will do, let's go to here. Let's copy the whole thing, because more or less the login will be also same. The only thing what we need to change will be login, and here will be login as well. So user will submit username password here also, and we will pass the data here also, and our API will be login here. And so after login, we want to redirect to our dashboard page. So here let redirect equals to use actually now in new version of React, use navigate used. Okay, so automatically it is called use history was called in earlier version. Okay, so after this we will redirect it to, we will write redirect and then where or dashboard. After login we will send it to dashboard page. Okay, so now let's go here and try to log in. And of course the name will be changed to login. So let's check here. It was branch dynamo 1 2 3 4 5. And one more thing, what the API returns, we have to check that. Login successful. We are getting this message login successful from this here. We can also send here the JSON format data to our React login page here. So in that case what will happen, we need to write here, then inside this data and here. So if we console.log and then data.response, and here will be catch error, and then console.log error. Error in login. Or simply we can write error window.alert, there is wrong. Okay, so if everything is fine, then it will show in console.log, and based on that we will write here something. Now let's go to login page. Again, branch dynamo 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, so now let's try 1 2 3 4. Yeah, we are getting invalid credential. So rather what we will do, we will write like this: auth failed. Okay, so in this case it will show, it should show auth failed, right? But in spite of auth failed, it is going to dashboard, which is not right. What we will do, so here what we have made changes, response.status we have changed to, we are sending this to JSON format, so that based on the JSON format we can manipulate our page here. So now we will check if data dot res dot auth equals to what is this, AUT equal to success, right? We have written success here. If auth equal to success, in that case, what is happening? We will redirect. Where? Dashboard. Okay. Else alert sorry we are invalid user our password. Okay, now let's try. Login, right? So I will try to log in through this 1 2 3 4. I'm getting there is something wrong. Error is not defined. It is going to here, which is not correct. Data dot response dot auth equals to success. So let's try to put the correct one. What happens? Okay, let's check here. Console data dot response dot auth. What happens? What shows here? auth success. In spite of that, it is saying wrong. Though it is correct, it is auth success. And yes, in any case, this will be not redirecting there. We need to close it. But why it's not entering into this one? So let's do one thing. Remove this and let's stick to the our previous. And now let's check what we get here. Login. So let's print here the response, what we are getting response from there. Now if we log in and see what we get, so we are getting here data login successful, status 200. Okay, so rather we have two options. If res dot status equal to 200, that means successful. Only up to here. So res dot status equal to 200, then it will redirect or say invalid user or password. Now let's try here. If we refresh once, now I'm putting something else starting. So it is saying unauthorized. There is something wrong in the registration. And we are getting that message from there is something wrong in registration. Okay, this part we are getting currently. Now if we put here the correct user password, then it redirects to dashboard. And here also we can put this alert, there is something wrong, invalid user password. So if we go here now, let's now put here correct one, incorrect first. We are getting invalid user password. If I put here the correct password, then it redirects me to the dashboard page. Okay, so finally guys, the login and register is working perfectly. Now there is one important thing here, you can see. Okay, so now let's go to dashboard page here. Okay, so let's write code here, simple one. Welcome to dashboard, and here will be logout. And one more thing, in my account also will be something. My account. And one more interesting thing here, if I don't log in, then still I will be able to log in, means access this page, which is not correct. For example, my account, I can easily access this page, but it's not correct because first I have to log in. If the user is logged in, only then user can access. So for that, in our server, that means here, not here, here we need to write authentication code. So here will be const authenticate user. Try and catch. Okay, so inside authenticate user, first thing we will do, and yes, here will be async and request response, request and response. And next, and here const user id equals to user dot request dot cookies dot user token. So what is this? If you remember, while logging we have set this user token in cookie. Okay, so same thing now we are accessing here. Got it? And then if user id, if not user id, actually if user id is not present, in that case we will get this message invalid, authorized, or whatever you call it. And now try, we will fetch the user id from, based on this id we will fetch the user detail from our MongoDB database. And here also, if no user is found into the database, then we will once again get this message unauthorized access. And then we will write here request.user, this request.user equals to user, means whatever information we will get, we will attach this to request.user so that we can use this later. And finally we will write here next, and inside catch we will write here error status score 500. And now we will authenticate our dashboard page, app.get, and then here dashboard, and then authenticate user, and then request response, request and response. So you can see this function we are calling here for authentication purpose, and this is the complete code, app.get. So it is authenticating our dashboard page, and finally it will attach the user information as well, which we can show into our React page. So guys, let's do one thing. Now let's try. And in our dashboard page we will write const logged in user set logged in user, is logged in user, set logged in user, and use state initial value will be true. And now use effect. This is a function, callback function, and then here Axios, and below that let's write a function const check authentication equals to and of course here will be a sync. Again try, and then await Axios dot. So here will be Axios dot get localhost 5000 and dashboard, which we have just created in our this file, this dashboard. We are going to access that one. Okay, and catch again error, it's not a function actually. Here set is logged in false, and finally this function we will call here check authentication, and here we need to pass square bracket. And below we will check here if is not logged in, then it will send to where login page. And for this redirect, let's copy this and dashboard, use navigate, it will go to login page if the user is not logged in. And finally we will write code for logout, const logout handle logout async try await Axios dot post, and then we had created, if you remember, this logout API, right? And here will be set logged in false, means logged in, what will be logged in, it will set to false, and console logout successful. And in the catch section it's very simple, catch error, it's keyboard problem guys. Finally it will be closed, not required, this one closed. Okay, so guys, that's it. in this whole process for authentication. Or so what we will do, we will write the code for logout first. We will call this function here. Here there is something wrong. Yes, getting error. Oh, if that's fine. Okay, so what we will do, first we will log out and then deregister the cookie so that set login will be false. In the dashboard, use state is not defined. Use state. What happened? Unauthorized. Redirect is not defined. Where is it? Redirect. Simply we can write redirect, not return. Redirect. And let's remove to redirect. That's it. If user is not logged in, then it will send to login page first. Okay, so it has sent me to this page. Now let's try 1 2 3 4 5. It's sending me back again here. Why? Let's check here. 3 4 5. Yes, now it went there but returned again unauthorized. Why? It says login successful, but it is sending me back. So what I will do, first I will, so somehow this, from this API we are getting this error. So what I will do, let's console .log. I will check whether this user ID is coming here or not. Inside console. So let's do one thing. I'll comment this out first and check here. It says user ID not found. What we will do, while logging in, we will check this one is getting set or not. Guys, here are few important changes we which I had to make this functional. Okay, so before that we proceed ahead, let me show you few things how this is working. Okay, so this is let me register with one, say new user, and then 1 2 3 4 5, the whole process how this works. Login, sorry, actually this should have been yeah, it's saying invalid user. Actually first let's register here. So new user and then password 1 2 3 4 5, and then click on register. It says successfully registered. Now let's log in. So new user and then 1 2 3 4 5, and you can see now I'm successfully logged in, and it's saying welcome new user, which is we have just put here username. Okay, and after that, so we are inside dashboard. When you refresh, you won't have any problem. Now if I click on logout, then it will send me to login page. Actually here it should have been login. Let me change it. It will be login. Login. Okay, anyway, so it's login. Now if I try to access the dashboard page, then it won't allow me. You can see it sends me back to login page. So how this whole the things works and what modification I have made in this code, let me show you. You will find a lot of videos and a lot of articles on internet regarding the cookie parser, but honestly speaking, this is not so easy. Okay, after a lot of research and doing hard work, actually I made to work this, and I spent a lot of time in this, but I will show you that how finally it works, and you have to follow the same process. First let's go to the server. Okay, in the server what I have done specifically, I have set here course option. So we are telling that okay, so this will be accessible from this server, which is our React.js path, right, with this port number. So in case your port number changes, then you will have to change this port number, and here credentials true, and finally this will be passed here. That's it. So in the server this is the first change, and later now see here the another change which I have made. In registration there is no any change, I have already shown, so there is no change. And in the login section I had already covered this, and the only thing which I had set here, response dot cookie and username. With username, the cookie name key value, there is key value pair, cookie name, and here toString, that means the user ID we are putting here as a value, and HTTP only, that means it is not HTTPS, so it will work on HTTP. That's it. And finally, so there is not much difference in this as well, and the logout is as it is. The main difference is which the changes I have made. Also I will upload this code so that you guys can download this. And now yeah, in the this authentication page, okay, authenticate user, in this page what I'm doing here, I have set the username, and that username I have passed as a JSON format, and this is the same username which you can see here when you log in. For example, if I log in from this ID, then you can see this is the username. So from where it is I'm getting from, I'm fetching. Look what happens here. First it fetches from cookie. Okay, we fetch the cookie which we had set during login. So the user ID is now fetched and that user ID is passed here, and from MongoDB we are getting all the information from user table, and we are saying that if user is not, then you will get this message unauthorized, or else we will get the username from the user table, the collection I mean, and then finally we will send it for React.js for frontend as a JSON format. And here what I am doing, request user token, we are passing here request user token, okay. And then actually we are not using this one, so it's not required as well, this user token, because the data we are fetching from here. So even you comment here, that doesn't make much difference, okay. The only thing is this one, authenticate user. So this authenticate user is working on this dashboard. Actually you can put it as a header, because in header in every page this page will be there. So now that's it in the changes. Now the main changes is here, which is very important, or else it will not work. Axios, get, and then data, and after this you will have to write this code with credential true. Only then it will work, or it will not set the cookie. With credential true, this is important, only then cookie will be setting here. Let me show you how this works. Don't worry, I will upload this code as well so that you can download and see. So if you go to here application and then here cookie, you can see this cookie is set here. As soon as you click on logout, then this cookie is deleted. That is why now it redirects to the login page. Now if you try to access this page, then it sends you back to the login page. So that is the main thing. So in all the cases, what you will have to do, with credential true, you will have to pass this register, and actually handle login, this should have been, anyway, no problem. So this one is for login. So particularly at the time of login and at the time of here dashboard, also we have to send here with credential true in Axios. Similarly you have to send here at the time of logout with credential true. Only then it will work, or else it will not work. So that is the main thing. Once, so what happens here, how this works, is logged in, this is function and this is value, set username. For displaying username I have put this, and in authentication what it is doing, it is hitting to this API dashboard, okay. And then what happens, from there it gets username and it sets the is logged in true. That is why it stayed there. If anything wrong goes, in that case set login false, and here it will check. And this one is for logout, it is sending to the logout with credential true, and then set logout as false. Here it is checking if is logged in, not is logged in. That means if user is not logged in that case it will redirect to the login page, and same is happening here. When I try to open here dashboard, and it checks if the user is logged in or not, and then it checks, okay, so the user is not logged in, it sends it back to the login page. So guys, that's it in the whole process. In the later video I will show you how to authenticate using session, and also how to authenticate using JWT authentication. So that's it in this video. This is a long bit, it has a long bit code, so you can download from GitHub. I will upload this code on the GitHub frontend as well as backend, so that you can download and learn. So hope you like this video. Guys, if you have any queries, question, don't forget to first subscribe the channel and like this video. And also, if you have any queries, question, please write that in comment. I will try my best to answer the queries. So thank you for watching. Bye bye.